Today, we're diving deep into a world where artificial intelligence doesn't just think, it acts. We're talking about code that makes its own decisions. And we're going to figure out how on Earth we can build digital guardrails for what might be the most powerful technology humans have ever created. I want you to really picture this for a second. What if an AI could be tricked into seeing a stop sign as a speed limit sign? A self-driving car, just cruising along, suddenly floors it right into an intersection. And here's the kicker. This isn't science fiction. Yep, you heard that right. Back in 2017, that's exactly what researchers did. They fooled a top-of-the-line AI with nothing more than a few pieces of tape on a stop sign. So, if a simple sticker can trick an AI that just sees the world, what happens when you give that same AI the power to actually do things in the world?
And that right there, that is the core of what we're talking about today. It's called Agentic AI. And no, this isn't your friendly neighborhood chatbot. We're talking about systems that can make their own decisions, create plans, and take real-world actions all on their own. Think about it. Managing a company's entire supply chain, making financial trades in a split second, or even planning your family's vacation from start to finish. When an AI that powerful can be tricked, well, the stakes get unbelievably high.
So how do we even begin to control something that powerful? We need a plan, a blueprint for safety. And this is our map for today's journey. We're going to keep coming back to it as we uncover each piece of this puzzle one layer at a time. Let's start with our first major threat.
So our first challenge is like dealing with a ghost in the code. It's something called an adversarial attack. Basically, these are deliberate, sneaky tricks designed to fool an AI, just like with that stop sign, and get it to do something it absolutely should not be doing.
And think about what that means for an agentic system. We're not just talking about the AI generating a weird picture. No way. An agentic travel assistant could be tricked into booking your family a vacation in a war zone or wiring your money to a fake hotel. And here's the scary part. The AI thinks it's doing a great job. It's acting on bad intel, but it's completely confident it's making the right choice.
Okay, so how do we fight back? We go back to our map. Our first line of defense is right here, these safety controls. We're talking about hard-coded, non-negotiable rules. Things like geographical restrictions, just flat out telling the AI, you cannot book anything in these specific countries. Or policy compliance, making sure it follows companies' spending limits no matter what a tricky prompt tries to make it do. These are our first digital walls.
But, the threat isn't always some hacker from the outside. Sometimes the danger comes from within. It's something we accidentally taught the AI. Because these systems learn from our data, they can also learn our worst flaws, our hidden biases, and then they can amplify them on a massive scale.
Let's go back to 2018. This was the year we got a huge wake-up call about this exact problem. A huge study found that some commercial facial recognition systems, well, they just weren't very good at identifying women and people with darker skin tones. Now, imagine an agentic AI using that flawed tech to approve loans, or screen job applicants, or even just let people into a building. It's not just a technical glitch anymore. It becomes automated discrimination, locking people out of opportunities, not because of who they are, but because of a flaw in the code.
So how in the world do you fix a bias that the AI doesn't even know it has? We go back to our map. The next layer of protection is monitoring, specifically by creating audit trails. Think of it like a black box for the AI. We record every single decision it makes. That way, we humans can go back, review the data, and spot those unfair patterns. We can then step in and correct the system's course before that bias gets baked in for good. Okay, this next one, it's honestly one of the weirdest and most unsettling problems in AI. It's when the system, with all the confidence in the world, just makes stuff up. They call it hallucination. And when an agentic AI starts acting on things it just invented, the results can be disastrous. Just imagine an AI in charge of a city's emergency response, and it hallucinates a massive fire. It starts dispatching real fire trucks, real ambulances, real police officers to a place where nothing is happening. It's not just spitting out bad info, it's creating a fake reality and wasting critical life-saving resources. I mean, that's a total system failure. So, what is our failsafe? What's the last line of defense when the AI goes completely off the rails?
This brings us to the absolute bedrock of our safety system, the final layer on our map, human intervention. It's simple, really. For the big, important, high-stakes decisions, the AI is programmed to just stop. It has to ask a person for permission. Think high-value approvals or risk reviews. Before a single fire truck gets dispatched based on the AI's say-so, a human being has to look at it and say, yes, this is real, go. This is our ultimate emergency brake.
All right, our last risk is a really subtle one. We're talking about privacy, but not in the way you usually think. This isn't about some hacker breaking in and stealing a database. This is about the AI's own actions, accidentally telling the world your secrets.
Think about it this way. A travel AI books one flight for you. No big deal, right? But what if it books another flight to the same city next week, and a hotel room for two, and a dinner reservation? Suddenly, this pattern of perfectly innocent actions could reveal a secret job interview, a confidential business merger, or even a private affair. The AI didn't leak a password. Its actions, its behavior, became the leak.
So how do you stop that? Let's look at our map one more time. The answer is back in those monitoring systems, but this time they're being extra clever. We use things like pattern analysis and anomaly detection. Essentially, we teach the system to watch itself. It's trained to look for these chains of behavior that, when you add them all up, look suspicious. It's designed to spot that potentially revealing pattern and flag it for a human before it makes that final booking that gives the game away.
So there you have it. We've gone up against malicious attacks, we've dealt with hidden biases, we've fact-checked an AI that lies, and we've plugged subtle privacy leaks. We've finally assembled all the pieces of our safety puzzle. We've built the digital guardrails.
And when you look at the whole system lit up, you can really see the strategy. It's not about one magic bullet. It's about layers of defense. You've got the hard-coded safety rules at the top acting as a first wall. Then you have the intelligent monitoring systems in the middle, constantly watching for trouble. And everything, absolutely everything, is anchored by that final layer of human oversight at the bottom. Each layer protects the next, creating this really tough, resilient system for keeping these powerful AIs in check.
So, what are the big takeaways? What's the essential safety blueprint? It really boils down to 5 key things. 1. You set hard action boundaries. 2. You verify the big decisions. 3. You have to have the ability to roll things back. 4. You monitor everything all the time. And 5, and this is the big one, you always keep a human in the loop.
This framework gives us a real fighting chance to use these amazing technologies safely and responsibly. But we've seen how it all works in theory. We've seen the blueprint. The real question is, what happens when this system is pushed to its absolute breaking point? What happens when it faces a challenge it was never designed for? Well, that's the story for next time.
Harihara.